Archeology news, and this one's going to be really interesting for all you Nord foot fetishists. Archaeologists have been examining podomorphs in various areas, particularly around Sweden and a decent amount across Scandinavia in general, both to examine them and theorize what the possibilities are, and at least some of the possibilities include them being a ritualistic idea of sealing friendships or political alliances, and perhaps even marriages. These theories seem to be brought to us by Fredrik Fahlander of Stockholm University, as published in the Oxford Journal. Now, all of this is more or less theories based on what actually is and around most of these carvings, and they're taking everything into account, including that a lot of the pairs of feet would seem to belong to different individuals, such as, the right foot belongs to someone and the left foot belongs to someone else. There are also examples of just individual feet, which would seem to indicate that there was something of an invitational situation when it came to this ritual. A lot of things are taken into account, including the positioning and the exact placement of these podomorphs. A lot of them seem to be relatively near either rivers or, places with access to the sea, indicating that the water hitting these carvings was an active part of the ritual, in that it would somehow spiritually keep the symbolic function of the ritual alive, and therefore the relationship ritually sealed alive. Some carvings are also directly above visible veins of various minerals, so it is believed that the minerals perhaps associated with the type of relationship they want sealed, and therefore they were literally carved over the visible veins for that spiritual effect. I think this is neat, and I honestly think this is kind of a cool idea that we can do modernly for, modern weddings and so forth. Now, obviously, carving into rocks that is not owned by the couple might be a thing, but even nowadays, we can get a plaster of Paris or something, and it's historically viable. Of course, it is important to remember that these are primarily theories about Bronze Age ritual that we don't have a lot of context of, aside from the results of the ritual. There also seems to be some evidence of, regardless of the kind of ritual, that over time in the Bronze Age, that the oaths were renewed, sometimes seemingly within, a reasonable lifespan by the two same individuals, and sometimes by completely other individuals, so it could be a renewal situation involving both the original participants, as well as perhaps a multi-generational Bronze Age ritual. So in this case, if marriages are involved, it wouldn't necessarily be always the same couple, but it would be marriages indicative of a political alliance between two tribes keeping that alliance. Thank you for watching, and remember to be vigilant.